Good afternoon. My name is Todd Sievert. I'm chairman of the Finance Committee. To my right is Mrs. Westfall. To my left is Mr. Schilling. It is 6:08 on December the 8th, and we have two items on our agenda today. The first one is to provide a recommendation to council regarding an amendment to resolution number R72-2020 to permit the CIC to retain the amount of $250,000 from the proceeds from the sale of the parcel at 1401 Experiment Farm Road on behalf of the city, execute a payable upon demand note, return the balance of the proceeds and the interest accrued to the city, and that the $250,000 can only be expended by the CIC following specific approval of council. The city auditor has requested consideration of emergency legislation so that the note can be executed and funds returned to the city prior to year end. Mr. Tiddington, are you?
Sure. So at the end of, or in 2020, the council authorized a loan of $800,000 to the CIC. This is related to our participation with the TDC, the Troy Development Council, in the purchase of the 73 acres on Experiment Farm. 3 years later, we did sell that property. Since then, the principal and interest has accumulated in the CIC account. They've had the same accounts, financial investments as the cities, and so we were able to segregate the interest and know how much interest it's accrued. The resolution that you referred to, to which you referred, R72, does have a provision in there that the CIC would return those funds to the city. That had not been done to date, and I believe the auditor, the state auditor, had mentioned cleaning that up to the city auditor, and that is why he has requested that we do that. We had hoped to combine this clause in with any other activity the CIC might participate in and that the council would authorize, and that's why we delayed getting this to you. But as we get towards the end of the year, per his request, we are asking for emergency legislation. Per the law director, the new resolution can authorize the CIC to retain some of those funds. We're recommending, as well as the city auditor is recommending, keeping $250,000 in there. It would be segregated. It would still belong to the city, and the CIC would not be able to use and spend that money without express permission by the city, or if the city did want that money back, they would be returning that money as well as any interest earned. So that is the sum and substance.
What's the interest rate?
I suppose I could make something up, but it's in the 3 to 5% range.
Okay. Mr. Schilling?
Yeah, I know we talked about this about a month ago, and at that time, it was the, you said essentially to leave it with CIC. I said, well, can we take it and put it into a separate account designated for development? And I can't. So it was. You recommended at that time just to leave it all with the CIC, and we're talking several $1 million here. And so the auditor has now come in and said you can't do that. Is that that's why we're doing this?
No. First of all, it's just under $1.3 million.
Oh,
I wish it was several
million,
million, but it's not. Second of all, that certainly was an option. The city auditor recommended that we go in this direction, but again, that we keep $250,000 in the CIC. We could have done it a variety of different ways, and that was the that was the process or the solution that he had come up with.
So the money's going to go back into the general fund? We're not going to have a designated account
It
for
will.
investment?
We'll tag it in our system, but yeah, it'll just be part of the fund balance.
Okay. So I'm still not sure what changed. The auditor was here when we talked about it, and he was okay. It seemed like he was okay with leaving it with CIC, and he just changed his mind.
I didn't get a specific reason. I don't know that there was any particular reason. This is just the way we decided to do it.
Okay.
Is there significance to the 250,000?
It was just a round number to keep in the event that there might be some other activity that we wanted the CIC to pursue on the city's behalf, and this was a figure that the city auditor was comfortable leaving it.
Okay.
Does the CIC, if it's in the CIC account, generate a different interest multiple than if it's in a general fund?
No, we have funds, we have city funds that are in designated investment, a dedicated investment fund called the STAR account. I believe it's administered through the state of Ohio, and the CIC, I want to say 2 or 3 years ago now, did vote to participate in that at the recommendation of the city auditor. So they're basically investing their funds in the same financial instruments as the city.
So this is just really accounting purposes? The money staying in the same account is just going to be clean up the books?
Yeah, and the fact that our current resolution requires that to come back, so we need to clean that up.
Okay. I'm sorry, Ms. Westphal, any other questions?
No.
Anybody on council have any questions? Anyone in the audience? Seeing none, Mr. Schilling, how do you wish to proceed?
I think we can proceed with emergency on this.
I
Ms.
would agree.
Westphal? Unanimous recommendation to proceed with emergency, and my phone died, so I got to pop it up to see the second one. I got it, thanks. The second item on our agenda is to provide a recommendation to council that the lease agreement between the city and the Community Improvement Corporation of Troy, Ohio, CIC, regarding the Boathouse lease is amended as recommended by the CIC.
So really, what they're asking is for you to approve a recommendation by the CIC, and that is to extend the lease of the Boathouse restaurant out at Treasure Island. That 5-year lease, which has been extended once, expires in April of next year. In normal circumstances, that would be plenty of time. We are asking for emergency legislation, even though the agenda does not include that. And the reason is that, and the reason that the CIC has made the recommendation now rather than waiting to the beginning of next year is that the Boathouse company or restaurant needs to replace their kitchen floor. That is their responsibility under the lease. They have some downtime. Typically the first part of January is a good time for them to shut down. They're going to have to shut down probably for a week, maybe longer, depending, to do that work, probably a little longer than a week. And as part of to finance, I guess, and I'll call it internal financing by the CIC, that cost is going to be approximately $40,000. The Boathouse will pay for 1/3 up front, and so they'll get the work started with a down payment, and then the other 2/3 the CIC will front load, and then as part of the lease extension, their lease percentage will go up 0.25% that will be payable to the CIC over the next 5 years. So they need to get that done in January. So the CIC is recommending that the lease be approved earlier than the April deadline. The owners of the Boathouse are not only in agreement, but are appreciative of us giving them this flexibility, that the CIC was willing to do this, and they agree with this new lease extension. And again, we are asking for emergency legislation so that they can begin the kitchen work in January.
Mr. Schilling, any questions?
Sounds good to me.
Ms. Westfall?
I would agree. Sounds good.
Anything we do to keep the Boathouse out there and profitable, that's, it's a great restaurant.
Nope, anybody else on council?
Just acknowledgement at the CIC meeting last week that the lessee, I can't remember her last name, it's escaping me.
Smith.
Laura
Laura.
Smith. Laura Smith.
No, she's married, so.
Yeah, was very appreciative and had taken the lead and is actually between a rock and a hard place because the health department, with the condition of the floor and stuff, has been on them to get this done. And it is our property, so it's got to be done before they get tagged for it. So they're trying to keep that out.
Anybody else? Anybody in the audience have any comments? I would concur with Mr. Phillips's comments and Mr. Schilling's, and it's a jewel of our city, and it was nice to go to one of those meetings where everybody was like prepared and presented their positions very well, and this clearly is a need, and it's nice that we're in the position that we can help solve the problem for them. Mr. Schilling, how do you wish to proceed?
Proceed with emergency, I think, on this one.
Ms.
I would
Westphal?
agree.
A unanimous recommendation that we proceed with emergency with regards to the Boathouse lease amendments.
All right, thank you.
I believe that's all that we have, so meeting of the Finance Committee is officially adjourned.